He is the PBA Tour's golden boy, with a wisecracking smile as recognized as his flawless technique, the holder of 8 PBA titles, ladies and gentlemen, Randy Peterson. He is the pride of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with 12 career 300 games to his credit, ladies and gentlemen, Curtis Odom. He took the PBA Tour by storm in 1986, earning the coveted Rookie of the Year award. The pride of the Dairyland, ladies and gentlemen, Marc McDowell. 3 of the toughest PBA bowlers going up against 10 of the toughest bowling splits in the first ever Miller High Life Pins Game. Hello everybody, I'm Paul Rudy. We're at the Schwoegler Parktown Lanes in Madison, Wisconsin. You're about to see a unique bowling exhibition featuring 3 of the most entertaining bowlers on tour. Joining me is Annalist Dan Schowegler. Dan, there's a skins game in golf, there's even the fins game in fishing. What exactly is the pins game?
Well, the pins game is pretty simple. We're giving 10 splits for these pros to shoot at today and $10,000 in prize money.
And if no one wins the money in a particular frame, it carries over to the next one. Joining us is competitor Marc McDowell. Marc, this is not an ordinary tour stop. Do you plan differently?
Not really. You know, you have to prepare yourself. Just get out and try to get lined up into the pocket. I think most of us are going to shoot our splits off of our strike line, and we got the lights and the cameras just like the tour, so we're rocking and ready to go.
Okay, well, the first frame is a 3-9-10 split. Dan, what questions do you have?
Well, Mark, I tell you, how would you shoot at this spare? You know, I got my ideas, but what would you do?
Well, it's a pretty basic spare, really. The 310 is what you're going to be shooting for. The tough part is carrying this 9-pin out. As I said earlier, I'm going to play it off my strike line and come over here and try to fit the ball between and throw a little more hook to try to carry out this back 9-pin.
Okay, let's get down to it.
The order has already been determined. Randy Peterson will bowl first, Curtis Odom will bowl second, Marc McDowell will bowl third. The first frame worth $500. It's the 3-9-10 split.
It's going to be kind of difficult.
Randy, set the first frame. Now, just as a reminder,
If you watch here, what's going to happen is the ball just hooks a little bit too much. Does not get over there and take out the 10-pin.
his delivery is a little different than the other 2 fellows.
Whoa.
Is it not?
I think he cups the ball a little bit more and gets his hand underneath a little bit more. Watch again here. The ball just will not get over to that 10-pin.
Up next is Curtis Odom. Pederson has missed. Odom with a chance to be the first to convert in this evening's outing. Looking once again at the 3-9-10.
Okay.
Come on.
He missed it, but he missed it different.
Right. Again, what happened there, he got the ball out a little bit too far. If you look here on the replay, the ball is out too far, cannot come back and get the 3-pin, but it does cover the 9-10. Okay, again, the ball will not be able to get the 3-pin.
So the stage is set here.
Just barely caught the 10-pin there.
The stage is set now for our first pin, if you will. Marc McDowell with a chance to take the first $500. All he has to do, is convert.
Cover the split. You got that right. Again, he got it out.
Well, the first frame, we have 3 misses, but 3 different misses. What did Marc do?
I think Marc got the ball out a little bit too far again. You know, this is tough competition for him. They got 1 shot only, and they have to convert it.
As you look at the replay, how did his technique differ from the other 2?
Technique was a little bit slower to the line and tried to get the ball out and loop it out, but again, I think he hit it too hard.
Curtis, you have a distinct pre-shot ritual. Can you take us through it?
Sure. What I first do is I'll pat my hand on the rosin bag to dry it. I'll take my bowling towel, wipe off my slide shoe so that I'll be able to slide properly. And then I'll wipe the condition off my bowling ball, pat my shoe with my right hand so that I can dry my fingers, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay, well, no one cashed in on the first frame. The second one worth $1,000. We're looking at the 5-7 split, Dan.
I tell you, Curtis, what I would do on this particular spare is I would try to hit it real nice and straight, catch the 5-pin and shoot it over the 7. What's your approach?
Well, the way I'm going to win this $1,000 is I'm going to move 2 boards to the left off my strike target and slap the 5 right into the 7. Slap it.
All right, Curtis, here we go.
Frame 2, the 5-7 split. $1,000.
Winner take all. Hopefully we don't have a carryover here.
Now, is this split any more difficult than the first frame?
Yeah, what's going to happen here is the ball is really not a factor as much as the pin will be. They have to be able to hit that 5 pin to the left.
Nice shot. That would have struck.
God, I thought I made that.
That would have struck. Good effort.
Thought I made that.
As we look at the replay,
Yeah.
close doesn't
The
count.
ball comes up too high, carries a 5 pin straight back, and does not have a chance and opportunity to go over and get that 7 pin.
The order will remain the same. Odom's will be up next, but as we look at his approach, where was the mistake made?
I think he just basically got the ball a little short, did not get the ball out in the lane like he wanted to.
Is it difficult, the fact that they don't get the roll the first ball, and it's more technique throwing the second ball in these spare situations? Dan, the gauntlet has been laid down. As the first to convert.
As Curtis talked about, he said he's going to move left 2 boards and allow the ball to get out there and react. He said, watch out, and sure enough, there it is. Ball's out in the lane, ready to go. Hooks back in late. Ball hits to the far right side of the 5 pin, covers the 7.
And
Great
his reaction says it all.
Great shot.
Okay, pressure's on Marc McDowell. He must convert, or the money is in Curtis Odom's pocket.
Come on, partner!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a push.
Say that, Oh, very nice, very nice.
Marc McDowell's going to find himself in a familiar position. He played for every frame, is that he's going to either have to force the money to go over or hope the other 2 guys miss in front of him.
Yeah, he didn't get the ball out in the lane as far as Odom did. He played a little bit more straighter up in a tighter line. Very accurate. Marc's a very accurate spare shooter, and you can see the difference.
Now, he was genuinely happy. Curtis Odom was genuinely sad because he just saw $1,000 leave his back pocket. Randy, part of this exhibition is to help promote amateur tournaments, recreational tournaments like the $250,000 Miller High Life Championships. Discuss the importance of events like that.
Well, I think the amateurs get a chance to experience real pressure bowling for that kind of money, and I think it's great for the amateur, the recreational bowler, and it's great for bowling in general.
Well, Randy, speaking of pressure, you're getting skunked so far. Up next is frame 3. Tell us about it, Dan.
Well, we have an ugly one here. It's the 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. This is one of those splits that I guaranteed, I tell you, nobody has ever seen. Randy, how are you going to go at it?
Well, let's see. First, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach it from the right side of the lane. I'm going to get my ball to hit right about here, right? Catch the 2 pin right here. I mean the 3 pin. I'm going to get this 3 pin right here, and it's going to fly right into the 2. Boom, like that. It's kind of something like that. And the ball is going to come over here, and it's going to wipe these guys out here. Boom, and then kind of like that.
You remind me of somebody. We'll be right back after we get these pins picked up.
Come on and take your hat off, Mr. Tall, Blonde, and Smooth. Come on and slide on down. It's time to make your move. Mr. Golden Boy, you turn my head around. Pouring on the chalk, come on and slide on down. Slide down over here. Bartender, buy that man a Miller beer.
Frame 3 worth $1,500. We are looking at the 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 split.
This is going to be difficult. All you can do is get a lot of pin scatter on this shot.
Is it a situation where you just try to knock as many down as possible and hope they all fall?
You got that right. And anytime, the key to a split is the no head pin. If you don't have a head pin in the rack, that's a split.
The order remains the same. Randy Peterson to bowl first.
I think I'm going to try something a little different.
$1,500 on the line here for this shot.
Hook.
What does he leave there, Dan?
Well, he's left the 2-3 on that particular shot, but he did get a lot of pin scatter. Again, you've got to be able to allow the pins on the right side of the lane to come across and move the other pins on the left side on the lane around.
As we look at the replay, will the other two bowlers be able to make adjustments according to how Pederson misses?
I think so. I think what they're going to be able to do is, I think a key here is to hit the 3-pin real lightly and let it just basically topple over into the 2-pin.
Okay, Curtis Odom up next. He was washed out in the second frame. This for $1,500.
Tip it.
Basically, we're looking at a very difficult situation right now.
Again, Curtis was trying to cover the right side, trying to get that 2-pin, or excuse me, that 3-pin to topple over into the 2-pin. Almost did it. You can see there on the shot that it almost got back and just barely nicked that 3-pin.
So in a sense, the pressure's off Marc McDowell. He either pockets it or the money moves on to the fourth frame. Now, judging from the way Pederson and Odom missed, would you advise him to do anything different here?
Yeah, he might want to try a strategy to shoot the ball down the left side of the lane and see if he can get a different shot there.
This for $1,500.
No. Did I not win that?
As we look at the replay,
To have a spare?
He tried to create a shot just like Odom did, try to keep it to the right side and just topple that 3-pin into the 2. Unfortunately, the ball didn't come back enough.
so what you're counting on is to get a lot of ball action coming out the backside, are you not?
Yeah, you need pin action on that shot is what you need.
Excuse me, pin action.
You need the pin to be able to come through and make those pins dance on the left side.
No one's cashed in after 3 frames. Split 4 worth $2,250. Dan, what are we looking at?
This is a 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Now, I know I'd have to take that 3-pin and send it over to the 4-7 and let the ball take out the rest. Mark, what were you going to do?
I do very much the same thing. It's just like the split we shot at earlier, the 3, 9, 10. We need to get the ball over here in this zone, send the 3-pin into the 4-7, and then these will take out this. And unlike Randy, I'm not going to knock these pins over. I'm going to go do it on the lanes.
The gauntlet has been laid down. Let's get to the action.
We are looking at the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10 split here in the fourth frame. Pederson to bowl first.
Nope.
How not to shoot that spare?
That's how not to shoot that.
Okay.
Okay, as you can tell, basically Randy just kind of tugged the ball a little bit. He did not get the ball in the lane. He knew it right away.
Well, the pot has increased. We are now talking about $2,250. $2,250. Curtis Odom to bowl next. He is on deck, looking at a chance to put $2,200 in his pocket and a little change.
Shut up.
You better pick up
3, 4, 6, 7, 10.
This is it.
Looks good. Looks good.
Forgot about that oil on the outside.
Oh, I tell you.
Just opposite of Randy Peterson, what happened here is he got the ball out too far. The ball was not able to come back and shove that 3-pin over to the 4-7.
Well, they're talking a little bit about the oil conditions. What are the oil conditions?
They have a lot of oil set up in the middle, but they're complaining that the back ends are a little bit too oily. They aren't getting good hook, a lot of ball reaction.
Marc McDowell in a familiar position here. He's in a position to take it all, $2,250. But first he must convert.
You forgot about that oil.
4 frames, 4 pitches.
I had it. Just kind of held off. I thought I had that one.
The tension mounts as the pot rises. Now we're looking at a $3,000 fifth frame, a novelty split, right, Dan?
Yeah, the 4, 5, 6, I tell you, that's very uncommon. You're not going to see that too often. I don't think anybody's going to pick it up. Curtis.
Well, this is a very tough split. What I'm going to try to do is play it off of my 5-7 shot, the one that I made earlier. I'm going to move over maybe another half a board or so and try to fit the ball between the 5-6, and hopefully the 5 will go right into the 4, and I'll win the money.
Okay, let's see if Curtis can back it up.
Frame 5 worth $3,000, the 4, 5, 6 split. Now this is something you don't normally see.
Now, this is not a very uncommon spare here.
Looks good.
Had a chance, I think.
Closest you can get without making it
Well, it had a chance, kind of.
That's 5.
Okay, look on the replay. The ball just covers the 5-pin too heavily. You've got to have the ball be able to hit the 3-pin, or excuse me, the 6-pin on the just nudge the 6-pin and cover into the 5. There again, too high on the 5-pin.
Curtis Odom's the bull second. Again, the purse is now up to $3,000. He's looking at the 4, 5,
Don't worry,
6
I think
split.
that's where this might end up. Be pure. I got one. I had a really good bowling ball.
Dan, we should mention this is what is referred to as a novelty split, sort of mechanically made, because it cannot be man-made. You cannot get a split like this in regular bowling, can you not?
Normally not. You see some of the kids bowl with lighter bowling balls. It's amazing what you will see as a pin leave. Again, look here, the ball hooks too much for him and covers the 5-pin straight on.
But it's safe to say on tour, you do not see very often a 4, 5, 6.
No, you won't see these guys leave that.
I know Patty's pulling for me.
Well, batting cleanup, Marc McDowell, again, with a chance to clean up. If he can knock him down, he puts $3,000 in his pocket.
Okay.
Just like the 5-7.
Watch it. Great shot here. Look at the ball come in just perfectly. Covers the 3-pin. Just like you're shooting at the 3. You got to be able to place the ball right between the 5, 6. 5 goes into the 6. 4.
You are looking at a $3,000 smile right there. Marc McDowell strikes first. He's on the leaderboard with $3,000. Randy Peterson and Curtis Odom yet to score.
Marc McDowell strikes first, putting $3,000 in his pocket. Frame 6 worth $1,000. We're looking at the 2, 4, 8, 10, Dan.
Tough spare. I don't know how I'd go at it. I think I want to be able to deflect that 2-pin into the 10. Randy, how would you go at it?
Well, this is a common leave on the PBA Tour. We call this one of the PBA washouts. You need a lot of wrist and a lot of hook for this spare. What you want to do is you want to barely nick the 2-pin. As the ball's hooking by the spare, you barely nick the 2-pin. Now here's where you make the spare. The ball hits the 4-pin. It ricochets off the 8 into the 10. A lot of wrist and a lot of hook will make this spare.
Randy, thanks for not knocking the pins down. Let's get to the action.
We move ahead to frame 6. Frame 6 will be the 2, 4, 8, 10 split. Now we go back. So now this frame is worth $1,000. As the frames move up, so does the money. Frames 6, 7, 8, 6 and 7 worth $1,000. Frames 8 and 9 worth $1,500. The final frame, the 10th frame, the Greek church frame, we'll get to that, worth $2,000. But first, the 2, 4, 8, 10 worth $1,000. Tell us about it, Dan.
2, 4, 8, 10 is a tough spare. the ball has to carry out the 8-pin, has to carry out the 4-pin, and has to send the 2-pin over to the 10-pin. Very difficult spare. Most of these bowlers, I think, are going to take it from the left side of the lane.
Now, as the money gets bigger, the tension obviously gets heavier. Does a guy like Pederson, who's loosey-goosey on tour, does he have an advantage here that he doesn't let things rile him?
I don't think he's going to get too riled.
Again, Dan, what was he trying to do and where did he go wrong?
He tried to push the ball out a little bit to the right side. I think what he was trying to do was to try to get a rebound from the left side kickback, have that pin come over and be able to take out the 10. Unfortunately, it didn't prevail for him. Again, look to the right side. He's trying to knock that 2-pin over to the wall and have it come back out on the deck. Does not work.
Up next, Curtis Odom. Again, we're in the 6th frame, worth $1,000. It is the 2-4-8-10 split.
Let him talk, coming back.
Close, but no cigar.
What basically happens, again, he's trying to hook the ball over and be able to send that 2-pin over to the 10-pin, taking it from a different angle. He's taking the ball out on the lane surface, having it hooked back in, and trying to be able to catch that 2-pin over to the 10-pin. Unfortunately, it hooked too much.
Do you think Curtis is still thinking about having Marc ruin an earlier cash opportunity early back in frame 3?
Could be possible.
McDowell, now with a chance to add to his $3,000 total. This worth $1,000.
Won an extra board. I figured the extra oil out there. Well, didn't work.
I think an extra board, an extra board and 3/16 would have done it.
Think so?
Curtis's ball would have made that, I think.
They're talking about an extra board. What does he mean?
What he's talking about is he just barely missed it. That ball came over, hit the 2-pin glanced off the 8 and just kicked around and almost missed the 10-pin.
You know, when you strike first and put the money in your pocket, you can bowl a little more relaxed, do you not think?
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, Marc in that situation went from the right side and went straight up at the shot.
Well, as you look at Marc McDowell, I can tell you after 6 frames, he's the big winner so far. He has $3,000 in his pocket. Randy Peterson and Curtis Odom both have been skunked so far. The next frame, number 7.
Another push, frame 7 now worth $2,000. We're looking at the 5-7-10, sometimes called
The Lily. I don't know why the PBA bowlers call it the Lily, but it's a tough one. You got to knock the 5-pin into the 10, and the ball has to come over and take the 7. How are you going to do it, Marc?
Well, I think they call it the Lily because it's such a weak first effort on your first ball. So, tough one to pick up. I think what you need to do is throw the big hook, possibly take your thumb out of the ball, get an extra angle, knock the 5 over into the 10 here, and hopefully have enough hook on it to get the ball over and catch out the 7.
Let's get to the hardwood.
I think a lot of bowlers have seen this split happen. Normally happens when you hit the pocket real lightly, and everybody seems to laugh when you leave this split. It is makeable. You got to have a lot of hook, and it is possible to be able to shoot this split.
How do you attack it? Randy switched balls here. Why would he do that?
What he wants to do is he needs to have a lot of hook on the ball. The ball has got to be able to cut the 5-pin over to the 10, and the ball has got to hook over to that 7-pin. He's taking a lightweight ball off the rack and just try to hook.
Now, he picked up an everyday Joe ball, a ball that I use when I go to the lanes.
Did he use Curtis's ball again, I think?
Curtis's ball has no.
He had to hit up on it, and he did not hook the ball enough. Right. He just tried to be able to come through and palm the ball, and he wanted to be able to take that ball and have it hooked dramatically left side of that 5-pin.
He gripped it like it was a softball. He didn't even use the holes. Why did he do that?
Trying to get more hook on the ball, trying to just basically palm the ball and try to cup it and hook the ball that way.
Okay, Curtis Odom's up next.
I get a kick.
He opted to put his fingers in.
I got to the oil. All right. That's brutal.
As he said there, he said he got to the oil too much, and basically what happens, if you can't have a dry backhand and you can't get that hook on the ball, you're going to be out of luck. You're not going to be able to carry it.
Or our number 3 bowler. As we look at the replay again, Mark is getting ready.
Odom's is trying to hook the ball. Hits the oil, just will not move.
McDowell with a chance to put an additional $2,000 in his pocket.
Going from the left side of the lane.
No chance.
Again, gripping the ball like a watermelon.
We can cut that one, can't we?
That time he used his own ball. He tried to hook it, and he tried to be able to play it from the left side of the lane. He did put his fingers in the ball, no thumb. Unfortunately, it hooked way too much for him.
We'll be right back with Frame 8 after this brief message.
In a tavern near the Mexican town of San Cristobal, I told the story of my life over a high life to a local named Manuel. He said, amigo, when we go back to town, let's write a new chapter or two. By that man, a Miller beer, the best comes shining through.
Smooth going down.
By that man, a
Miller High Life.
Pot has grown to $3,500. Dan, what are we looking at?
This is the 6-7-10. Most of the bowlers today have been complaining about too much oil on the back end of the lanes. I think it's going to help them on this spare. Curtis, how are you going to shoot?
Well, I'm going to get my bowling ball and hit it on the right side of the 6, slide the 6 into the 7, and the ball's going to take out the 10. This is one of my specialty shots right here, and I'm going to take advantage of it and snag the $3,500.
Curtis, you remain optimistic.
Oh, yes. You have to stay positive in games like this because that's the key. The key is being positive and making the splits.
Okay, let's see if the positive approach works. Frame number 8 will be worth $3,500. To review, Marc McDowell, the only one to score a skin, if you will, $3,000. Randy Peterson and Curtis Odom both sitting on the schneid at the moment. We are looking at the 6-7-10 split. Dan?
What's going to happen here, I think the oil is going to play an advantage to him. He's going to be able to hold the ball on the right side of the lane and be able to send the ball into the 10-pin and just nip the 6-pin and send it over there to the 7.
Sorry, buddy.
You got 2/3 of them.
As you
They
can
got
see,
some tough ones out there today, I think.
Yeah.
as you can see here, it's very playable. He took a lot of speed on the ball and attempted to be able to send that ball to the right side of that spare.
I don't think Randy's very happy with his leadoff spot. He's batting 0 for 8 today.
Well, it's tough to come on in the leadoff position. Definitely favoritism is in there for McDowell to be able to play in the third spot.
That decided by the luck of the draw before we even got going here. Curtis Odom up next. He's looking at, again, the 6-7-10. It is worth $3,500.
Thank you, thank you. Make a good shot at it, man. For the week.
Very nice. All right, Mark, hold me up.
Look on the replay here. You can see the lane oil is going to help him. It keeps the ball on the track. It's just to the right side of that 6-pin and kicks it over beautifully into the 7. On these splits, you have to have a lot of speed. You need lots of speed on this. Good follow-through, good release, and conversion.
Well, Curtis knows the celebration might be short-lived. Earlier, Marc McDowell broke his heart. Can he break his heart once more?
Just practice.
Practice. That's
Do
right.
it for us, Mark.
That's what
Break
I
his
make
heart
it.
and break his wallet.
Yeah, break his wallet.
It's made now.
This to push it.
Nice shot, Rocky. Nice shot. I thought you had at least 2 over there.
I thought I had it.
I think you deserve that one.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
As you hear the chant of Odom, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new leader. Mark Smith puts $3,500 in Curtis Odom's pocket.
Mark made a good attempt there, but unfortunately he was not able to slide that pin over well enough.
As you look at the replay, I'll review the standings with you. Curtis Odom, our new leader, with $3,500 in his pocket. Marc McDowell at $3,000. Randy Peterson still skunked.
Well, Curtis walks it like he talks it. He is now our new leader, pocketing $3,500. We come to frame 9, worth $1,500. It is the infamous 7-10 split. Dan, why didn't we save the doozy for last?
We were talking about using it as the last frame. Unfortunately, I think we'd be here for hours trying to shoot at this split. We do go to sudden death, remember. Randy, have you ever picked this up before?
Dan, I've picked this up 3 times in my career. I've also had it made against me by Marshall Holman. And what a spare to shoot at when you're shut out of the money. I'll tell you that my technique is going to be simple. The high hard one right at the 10 pin, somewhere in the left quadrant of this pin, throw it against the sidewall. Hopefully it ricochets out and catches the 7.
Let's get back to the action.
We are now at frame number 9. It is worth $1,500. The infamous, the 7-10 split.
Kick it, baby, kick it!
Look at the replay. That is one he'll be telling the grandkids about.
Oh, definitely. That's why these guys are pros. They know how to be able to get that ball speed up and be able to knock that pin just in the right direction to come out of the pit, onto the deck, and cover that 7 pin. Awesome shot. Awesome shot.
Almost as good in replay. The crowd is loving it.
This is fun to watch. Watch it again. I'd watch it over and over. Wonderful time.
Let's face it, it's not done very often.
7-10? Oh.
3 guys have done it in a PBA event or televised event.
I've witnessed it once. This is the 2nd time.
Let's look at it one more time.
Again, it's just amazing to be able to watch the pin come out of that deck and cover the 7.
Curtis Odom's up next. Can lightning strike twice?
Okay, I'll make an adjustment off that 6-7-10.
What are the odds
I'm
of
the man.
seeing 2 in a span of 2 minutes?
Do it for me! I do. I got one of them this time, okay? That's the best I could do.
As in Pederson's shot was hard and straight, Odom had a little bit too much hooking on it and was not able to knock that pin back out.
Curtis made reference to the fact that he jumped, implying that maybe Randy Peterson was successful because of the victory dance.
Yeah, that it won't carry. That's 60 feet of lane surface. There's no way that's going to be able to carry back there.
Mark, it's only $1,500. Measly $1,500.
Up next,
You already got
McDowell.
3,000. You got 3,000. Let me have my measly $1,500.
How many times? That's the 4th time you made it?
Yeah.
How many times you made it?
I made it once, but it really wasn't for a spare because I had a 6-7-10 standing.
Well, that don't count.
Oh, that's cheating. But I made it. No, that's cheating. I didn't say I made it for a spare.
What Mark didn't mention is how many times he's made it. He has to make it here or the money goes to Pederson.
There it is, Mark. Let's do it. Get out.
Randy.
$1,500 winner for Randy Peterson.
All right.
Watch his shot again. You can see he's got the ball going very straight. Unfortunately, it's too far to the right side of the 10 pin and will not deflect and will not get that pin to come out of the pit.
Before we discuss the final frame, let's look back on a historic moment here at the first annual Miller High Life Pins game. Randy, how did you do it?
I don't know. I threw it at the 10 pin and I threw it hard, and I got lucky and it bounced out and it took the 7 out. It's pure luck and just one of those things when you least expect it and it happened. It was incredible. The pin got up on the pin deck and came over and took the 7 out.
Well, Randy, your reaction says it all. Mark, what were you thinking when you saw it come down?
It was just amazing. I think people are going to think we staged this or it was set up, but first try, he makes it. It's just incredible.
Curtis?
Well, Randy did the unbelievable. I know we all thought there was going to be a carryover going to the 10th frame for this Greek church, but he took all the money from us.
Well, you lead us into the Greek church. The final frame, it's worth $2,000. Dan, your perspective.
Well, I think you can kind of create the spare and make the spare 2 different ways. The 4-7 can be hit. The 4 pin can slide over to the other 3 pins. Otherwise, you can go over to the 6 pin and send the 6 pin into the 4-7. Mark, how are you going to try it?
I think most of the time on tour we shoot at these 3 pins. It's kind of tough to give up a pin and count. So what we're going to do is shoot at it from over here, try to send the 6 pin over into the 4-7. The key is to get the ball in this area and have this pin bounce off of this pin and take out the 7. The tough pin is the 4. We're going to need a little luck. Hey, with what's happened today on this show, nothing's going to surprise me.
Can it happen? We'll find out next.
Odom, the leader, with $3,500. Marc McDowell with $3,000. He's second. Randy Peterson bringing up the rear with $1,500. We go to the infamous Greek church. The final frame worth $2,000. Looking at the standings, it's easy to tell who wins this frame, wins it all.
We will keep going. If nobody makes it, we will keep shooting until somebody does. The 4, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Where does the Greek church come from?
I have no idea. What I'm thinking it is it might have been a architectural formation.
I think that 710 was staged. I know.
Back.
That was real.
For all the marbles, Randy Peterson.
I dropped it. I dropped it. Yeah, I kind of dropped it.
What does he mean by he kind of dropped it?
Well, basically what he's talking about is he set the ball short. He's trying to go to the right side, trying to be able to get that 6 pin to go over and cover out the 4-7. Some people will play it that way. Some people will play it the other way. Some people will try to shoot at the 4-7 and send the 4 pin into the other 3. I think you're going to see a different variation of performance here today.
As far as how they attack the split, Curtis Odom up second. Again, the 10th frame worth $2,000. Whoever takes the frame takes the event.
Get over.
He needs to keep it to the right side, and unfortunately, I think he set the ball a little short also. Look here in the replay.
Was he trying to play it the same way as Randy?
Yeah, he's playing to the right side. I think I've attempted to make it a couple times, and I've had the most success trying to shoot up the other side, shooting the 4 pin into the combination of the 3.
Okay, this is our last regulation attempt. Marc McDowell with a chance to go out in flames here. Again, the 10th frame worth $2,000. He already has $3,000 in his pocket.
That's got to do it. Mark. Oh! All right. I think so.
Sudden death, here we come. They all 3 were playing to the right.
We keep shooting. I think, again, he's got the ball out a little bit too much to the left side, and so that does not give the chance for the 6 pin to go over and carry out the 4-7.
So we go right back to our leadoff batter, Randy Peterson. We're looking at the exact same split, the Greek Church, or officially the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. We will bowl until we have a champion.
It stays on the lane.
This has also been called the grandma's teeth shot a couple times too. If you look at the combination.
Could be. Good try.
Good try, though.
Wow.
Nice effort.
Thank you.
A little more pin action.
You see it on the right side. Again, he's trying to stay straight up, and gets out the 4, 6, or the 6, 7, 10, but does not glance the 6 pin off the 9 into the other 2.
Have you noticed Randy all of a sudden has a much more serious expression on his face?
Well, he just picked up the 7, 10. I would imagine he would be.
Okay. Up next, we pick up our sudden death playoff, Curtis Odom, bowling second, looking at the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10.
This is it.
It is worth $2,000 and the title.
For the week! You got 3.
All right, good try.
Oh, that looked good, too.
I think you're getting a little closer.
Again, look at the right side. He's got to be able to send that pin over there. Cuts it a little bit too close. You got to be able to glance that 4 pin. That 6 pin off the 9 into the 4, 7. He almost does it.
We are in the first frame of sudden death at the Miller High Life Pins game. Marc McDowell up third with a chance to claim the title and a total cash purse of $5,000.
That's got to be.
That was a gun, man.
That's as good as you can do without making it. I think that's as good as you can do without making it right there.
Yeah. Well, A for effort.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Again, almost here. He's able to take that 6 pin off the 9 into the 7 pin, but unfortunately does not get any other kind of movement to be able to knock that 4 pin out.
After 4 frames of overtime, the Greek Church refused to crumble. It was time for a meeting of the minds. Gentlemen, you are now 0 for 5 when it comes to attempting to bring down the Greek Church. You have a plane to catch. You have to get back on the tour. What should we do, Dan?
I think we should take the 4 pin out. Give him an opportunity to be able to shoot at the 4 pins on the deck. Let him shoot at the 6, 7, 9, 10.
Acceptable?
I like that much better.
Let's do it. That's fine with me.
Here we go. We go back to Randy Peterson. Uh-oh. He balked. He balked.
Get out of here.
On Randy's last attempt, he only knocked down the 10 pin.
I was on the edge of my seat.
All right.
I thought it stuck on your thumb.
Okay, I'm starting now.
I was concerned. Right.
No, you weren't.
Right.
I heard that over there.
Make a shot.
Randy playing the crowd. Can he play the pins?
Hang on.
You like it. All right. All right.
I think he answered my question.
Yeah, I think what he did is I think he stuck to the thumb a little bit, and you need the right ball speed to be able to cover the spare. Great attempt. Perfect.
Now it's up.
Again, look at the spare again. There it is. 6 pin into the 9, over, and covers the 7.
It is now up to Curtis Odom and Marc McDowell to deny that man you see there, Randy Peterson.
Uh-oh. Got a chance.
Hell of a try. I mean that. Hell of a try.
I was pulling for you.
All right, man.
Hell of a try there,
You
partner.
made it before, man.
I know it.
All right, come on. Do the right thing, Spike.
Randy had more ball speed. Odom's shot was a little bit slower. That's why the spare did not cover.
Just reset it.
Again, you look again here. ball's going a little bit slower than Randy's last shot. Consequently, the 6-pin goes back into the pit instead of across to the 7.
Do or die, sink or swim, pick your cliche. It is now up to Marc McDowell to either end or keep this competition going.
He made it.
Come on, Mark!
Miller time. Miller time, man. Miller time.
This is Miller time.
Hey, now we tied. I think we tied.
We split the trophy in half.
We cut the trophy in half.
Trophy in half. 2 trophies.
They're making reference to the fact
Sudden
that they
death?
tied in
We have a
prize
sudden
money,
death
both
with the
Randy
same
Peterson
winner?
and Curtis Odom finishing with $3,500 in prize money.
We are on the horns of a dilemma. The first ever Miller High Life Pins game has ended in a cash tie, a $3,500 cash tie. 2 winners, 1 trophy. Dan, what do we do?
Well, I think Mark, as being the loser, should choose a spare. Do you know idea what you want to use?
I've selected the 210. It's a popular split leave on the tour, very makeable. It's going to take a good shot. We got the trophy right here for our champion, and I'm throwing in an extra $1 for the big guy that wins it all.
The 210 for the trophy and an extra $1. Next.
3 frames of super sudden death passed by when Randy Peterson approached the line. The 1991 Miller High Life Pins title on the line.
Could be.
Going down.
Curtis, see this, baby?
As I alluded to in the last frame, he was getting zeroed in on that ability to get to the left side. Again, hard and straight. That time he covers. Great shot.
Randy started the afternoon slow, and he's
Came on.
picked up tempo considerably.
Great spare there.
He was scoreless until the 9th frame, and now he has a chance to take it all. Curtis Odom can be the heartbreaker, but he must convert the 210. Holy smokes, a champion has been decided.
How can I miss it?
Thanks, man. You too. Good ball.
Have a good time.
Hey, the Millers are on me. The Millers are on me, man.
Your Miller High Life Pins champion, Randy Peterson.
For Dan Schowegler, I'm Paul Rudy, thanking Marc McDowell and Curtis Odom and our 1991 Miller High Life Pins game champion, Randy Peterson.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank Mark and Curtis for the donation. Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, all you bowlers out there, don't forget to enter the $250,000 Miller High Life Championship. Until next year.